In this video, we will review simplifying radical expression, we will discuss rationalizing radical expressions, and we will then review some quadratics, expanding monomial and binomial expressions to get a simplified quadratic, and also solving quadratic equations, either by factoring or using the quadratic formula. So our first example is a reminder of how to simplify expressions. And it's important to simplify expressions so that we can compare them. So in our first example, I need to simplify the square root of 45. So I'm going to break 45 down into 9 and 5, then 3 and 3. So that's the square root of 3 squared times 5, which is just 3 roots of 5. I now notice that I can combine the 3 square roots of 5 plus 2 square roots of 5 to get a total of 5 square roots of 5. This is in my simplified form, and I can use it to quickly compare that number to another number. Over here, a reminder is how we take the number 2 root 10 and square it, meaning multiplying it by itself. If you remember when we first learned square roots, we can rewrite this, since everything is multiplication, 2 times 2 times root 10 times root 10, which is just 4, times the square root of 10 squared. The square root of 10 squared is just 10, since a square and a square root undo each other, so we get a final answer of 40. Denominator. We now move on to the new concept of rationalizing radical expressions. Rationalizing means that we have no square root in the denominator. We do this for the same reason that we simplify square roots in the first place, so that we can easily compare numbers to see which is bigger, and also historically because it's easier to divide numbers, such as the square root of 2 divided by 6 is easier to estimate than 2 divided by the square root of 6. So in this example, we want to know which one of these numbers is bigger. So here's how I rationalize this number. Just like we did when we did unit analysis, we are always allowed to multiply by something that equals 1. Well, I'm going to choose the fraction square root of 2 over the square root of 2, since that equals 1. And when I multiply, I get 6 roots of 2 divided by the square root of 2 squared, which is just 6 roots of 2 divided by 2, or 3 square roots of 2. When I compare that to my second expression, 9 divided by the square root of 3, I'm going to choose a fraction that equals 1 again. This time, I'm going to choose the square root of 3 in my denominator so that I can square the square root of 3. And of course, the square root of 3 also needs to be in my numerator so that my fraction equals 1. So I have 9 roots of 3 divided by 3, which is just 3 roots of 3. And now I can easily say that this number is bigger, since 3 roots of 3 must be bigger than 3 roots of 2. So we will practice doing this in class, but it's going to be a skill that we need to use throughout our Pythagorean theorem unit. This next skill, expanding binomials, or expanding monomials as well, is just a reminder from Algebra 1 about how to multiply expressions. So 3x times x is just 3x squared. X times x is x squared. If I take 5x in parentheses and square it, it means I'm doing 5x times 5x, which is the same as 5 times 5 times x, or 25x squared. And lastly, a reminder of what happens when I have to multiply a binomial by itself or by any other binomial. When it says squared here, it means I'm multiplying the entire expression by itself. That means I have to remember to multiply the 7 by the 7 and by the negative 2x. So 7 times 7 gives me 49 minus 14x. Then I have to do that again with my second term. Minus 2x times 7 is minus another 14x. Minus 2x times minus 2x gives me positive 4x squared. So when I combine all of these terms together, I get 49 minus 28x plus 4x squared. Or if you like writing it in standard form as I do, I would put the 4x squared first, minus the 28x, and then lastly plus my 49. So this is expanding or multiplying binomials, or in this case, monomials. For this last example, this is a reminder of how to solve using the quadratic formula. You may have seen this before this year, or you may just see it for the first time this year, but you all saw it in Algebra 1. And you probably had a teacher who sang it to you, and it went something like this. When you have it in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, you can solve for x using this song. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So using this formula, if I put this into standard form and set it equal to 0, I have 15x squared plus 23x minus 28 equals 0. And this might be factorable, but I don't feel like factoring it. It's much too ugly. So I have a is 15, b is 23, and c is negative 28. So I have x equals negative 23 plus or minus square root 23 squared minus 4 times 15 times negative 28 all over 2 times 15. Simplifying my expression, I have 23 plus or minus the square root of 2,209 all over 30, which is just negative 23 plus or minus. When I take the square root of 2009, I get 47 all over 30, which gives me, when I add them together, I get 24 over 30, or let's see, divide by 6 is going to give me 4/5. And if I subtract, I'm going to get negative 70 over 30, which will give me negative 7/3. So it was factorable. I know that because I end up with these lovely rational numbers. However, it would have been pretty difficult to find those factors, and this was probably the faster way to do it. So we will be reviewing these skills tomorrow in class, but you have 2 problems to try on your own. One is to simplify the 12 divided by the square root of 2, rationalizing that denominator, and the second is to remember how to use that quadratic formula to solve this equation. See you tomorrow.